Guys, welcome to another video or Flicks Tactics. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Barcelona victory 1-0 over Mallorca on a total domination on a game that did not reflect the final score. Let's not get it twisted. But before we get into it, I want to highlight Pedri's masterful performance, guys. It's incredible. Pedri breaking the record for the most recoveries. It's funny. Pedri is thought of as an offensive player, offensive weapon, and he is. Pedri just does everything. He had the most ball recoveries in this game, and it's crazy because he had just broken that same record for the most recoveries against Celta, and then he breaks that his own record 3 days later, which is unbelievable, off the charts, and it's starting to show that day off that Hansi Flick gave him against Borussia Dortmund. And guys, it's just one half. It's all it took for Pedri to come back to form because he looked a little bit fatigued. And this was a game of records for Pedri Gonzalez. If you're a Barça fan, please like and subscribe and give a thumbs up for this Barcelona tie that is just nuts. And best Barcelona came into fruition in this game. And we were rotating a lot of players, as we can see. But before we get into this lineup, let me finish up a few things I gotta say as far as Pedri Gonzalez and his record-breaking game that he had against Mallorca. So he had the most key passes, which was 8 key passes, and that was the most ever since he became a Barcelona player, guys. 8 key passes, and that is incredible. That is the most passes that he's ever had for this Barcelona team. And it's just insane to me how Barcelona just keeps missing every single assist. Assist and goal and GAs are not going to show the kind of game that Pedri plays game in and game out. And as we're about to see, Pedri, it's a perfect mix of Xavi, Iniesta, and a little bit of him and a little bit of both. And it's just crazy. Sometimes he looks like Pedri, sometimes he looks like Xavi, sometimes he looks like Iniesta on his own way. But let's get into this, shall we? Barcelona. Like I said, the graphics here are really wrong. Ford played on the left. Martinez play as a CB and Eric play on the right for Kunde. Kunde and Balde, of course, are still out. And as news just broke, of course, Balde is not gonna be ready for the game against Real Madrid over Saturday, and that's a big deal. But I think Hector Ford showed Hansi Flick a lot of great things, and I am expecting Hansi Flick to pull the trigger and to put in Hector Ford as a left back, and let's see what he does. I'm really hoping. So Pedri Gonzalez, Gavi, Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, Ansu Fati, guys, and Ferran Torres. And the Mallorca side was a team that played Barcelona with a line of 5 defenders. As we can see right here, there's Barcelona has been having a lot of trouble defending the line of 5. So I think Mallorca wanted to give Barcelona a little bit of the things that they struggle with. And from the very first moments of this game, we are going to see some of the things that Pedri Gonzalez does, and he absolutely like I've said this before. Barcelona and especially Pedri Gonzalez plays with his eyes closed, guys. I'm just gonna be really honest with you. Like in this instance, he doesn't even see. He doesn't even see, but any of his teammates, he doesn't even look at them. But he knows the spacing is there, and he knows that 3 players are around. And what is he gonna do? He's going out without even looking. See, he knows the spacing and how quickly he looked and saw the space right here. And to me, this is going to be a mistake from Ferran Torres. I know in the game before last against Celta de Vigo, he scored from almost that same position. I don't think he gets the best shot, but he still gets it on target, which is good. But as we're about to see, I think the most easiest thing we could have done here is to give the ball to Ansu Fati, who knows what would have happened. Maybe that breaks the game open, and that's the first goal from Ansu Fati, and there's good signs for more things to come from him throughout the game, right? But Ferran Torres, it's hard to blame him after scoring a banger against Celta de Vigo, and I do want to say that Ferran Torres looked a little, I think, I don't know how to say it, but he looks like he's trying to prove Hansi Flick that he is the guy. And he's trying to prove Hansi Flick that he is the man that should be starting over Lewandowski or along with Lewandowski. And I think he was just trying a little bit too hard, which, they don't notice that by passing the ball in this instance, essentially it does the same thing. You don't have to score in every play. Even if you just give it to Ansu Fati and he scores, you still get the assist, which is something really, really good that I just I thought I should mention it. Again, guys, the motor for this team: Pedri Gonzalez in transition, passing the ball to Lamine Yamal, who just it's incredible what he does and the way he thinks the game. And also, guys, as we're gonna see, it's like a theme with literally Dani Olmo. He's always attacking the space. Any space that you give Dani Olmo, he's going to attack, whether that is running, whether that is passing, and he exploits it so well. And I think this is one of the things that Fermin Lopez lacks when he plays the same position as Dani Olmo. He doesn't attack the space. He has a lot of strength, he has a lot of speed, but at times he lacks creativity when there's space there to be exploited. And of course, Lamine Yamal is he sees the space as well, and he knows that he can just trivela this and literally leave Dani Olmo all by himself against the keeper. And that's exactly essentially what happens on this play. As you can see, Dani Olmo in perfect stride, attacking that space. There's no one better in the box attacking the space as Dani Olmo. And unfortunately, he had, Leo Ramon had the save of his life, guys. I don't even know how to explain this. He literally just opened his arms and said, "This is the best I can do," and somehow, some way, Dani Olmo finds his hand. That's literally what happened on this play, and unfortunately, Dani Olmo should have had 2 goals in this game. This is a play where we're gonna see Hector Ford operating here, and I like the way that he's pushing the needle, like attacking mode wise, and Inigo Martinez will find him. And I like his poise, I like his confidence. I do want to say that he offers a lot more mobility to his game than something that Gerard Martin would do. And this is he's trying to associate with Pedri Gonzalez, and nobody better to associate with than Pedri, right? Unfortunately, he doesn't get through this ball, and after that there's a rebound, and then Gavi hits this shot after what Ford created there. That's a good sign. And how did this ball not go in, guys? It just hits the post. It's just insane. Barcelona was so unlucky, and there was 2 things. Barcelona was filthy good in the first half, and it was crazy unlucky. We didn't score because we were unlucky. Like that's the whole thing. There's no matter how you slice it. Mallorca was lucky to be in the position they were in the first half, because Barcelona just missed everything. And when the goalkeeper was there, if the goalkeeper wasn't there was the post, and if the post wasn't there, Barcelona was just missing shots. And this is another perfect play by Lamine Yamal, creating something out of nowhere. There's Pedri Gonzalez here to associate with, but that's the thing with Lamine Yamal. He doesn't want to be predictable. He doesn't want to pass it backwards. He wants to go forward, and that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna look for his shot and see if somebody can get a rebound, and that's exactly what happens. But how do you miss this if you're Araujo? Like, I saw there was an image of him just kicking himself in the head for missing this. And to be honest with you, he's right. Like, you gotta be kicking yourself after you miss this. It's a wide open goal. You gotta have it, man. Like, after Lamine Yamal made, made something out of nothing, and he literally turned water into wine on this play, and he gets the rebound. It's exactly what he was looking for. If he doesn't get the rebound, he wants to get the goal, right? But Araujo, please, you gotta score this. All right, guys. So Gavi is another player that we need to talk about. He had a great game, building up, defending, running the whole field, seeing the field. In this occasion, he is going to get the ball here to Dani Olmo, and we're going to be talking about Dani Olmo here in just a second, and just the way he moves and just the way he exploits the space. So when Dani Olmo is about to get this ball, he is already thinking of a few things. He's already thinking that when he turns, he might look for Lamine Yamal, or he's already seeing that there's two players already here wide open, and there's some space that also can be exploited here, and nobody is as good and as quick as attacking the space that is there. And before you know it, it's already exploited. And that's exactly what Dani Olmo does here. He doesn't even wait, as we're about to see. Do you see how that's just a one touch? Like, you already know where to go with the ball. You're ahead by like one move. So before you get the ball, you already know where you're going. And the decisiveness from Dani Olmo is unmatched. And the way he just attacks relentlessly. He just attacks the space. And unfortunately, that's a pretty good angle there. And, Ferran Torres trusts his shot. This is a shot that could very well ended up as a goal, and unfortunately, he shots it wide, and he doesn't get a good shot on target. But that's the one thing with Ferran Torres. He's gonna try to get a goal, and he didn't have the best angle there. But the most important thing that we need to talk is about Dani Olmo and the way he is exploiting the space. Again, guys, let's talk some Dani Olmo, okay? Doing a really good job. This is a play where Inigo Martinez makes a through pass and breaks some progression pass here and breaks some lines. And right off the bat, this is going to be one of the bad decisions that, in my opinion, Dani Olmo made in this game. It may be the only bad decision, but it was still not the worst decision in the world. But as we're about to see this play developed, he's really good. He's really probably as good as anyone in the world to see this pass right here. Like, he'll just make that pass 99.9 times out of 100, because in this case he does not make this pass to Pedri Gonzalez. Pedri Gonzalez, I think, has a one-on-one had he made that pass right there, but instead he goes wide and he doesn't give it to him, as we're about to see. Unfortunately, he doesn't do that, and then Lamine Yamal, gets in. We just didn't have. They had like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players. They had the entire team in the box. That was just insane. And Pedri Gonzalez actually had a good shot, but there's 4 people in the goal, and that's almost impossible to get this ball through. Only Real Madrid can score these weird goals like this. All right, so let's talk a few players. So let's talk Ansu Fati. I think he had a pretty good game. He had a lot of connection. He actually played with more connectivity, for lack of a better word. I thought he connected with the Olmos, with the Fords, with the Pedris, with the Ferran Torres really, really well. Like, they've been playing with each other for a long, long time. So he just hasn't been playing, but he still knows how to find his teammates. He still knew how to do with the ball. Every time he was with the ball, he had it with confidence, and I thought his confidence wasn't that bad as some people are saying. And in this occasion, he's going to connect with Pedri Gonzalez. And one thing I want to highlight here is how Pedri Gonzalez is going to attack this play. So the first thing to notice here is that the most obvious thing would be to pass to either Ferran Torres, to Gavi, or at times to maybe even Lamine Yamal down the sideline. But what he's gonna do, he's gonna turn a 180 on this defender. He doesn't want to do the most obvious thing. He likes to be balanced, and that makes him so much more difficult to defend. And he's one of the best drivers of the ball in traffic. And as we're about to see how he turns, you see how he's embracing the chaos. He's driving through traffic, trying to create different type of spacing around the game, and that's the thing to his game. This is totally Iniesta. That's the game that we call them the brain, right? In Spanish was Cerebro Iniesta. This is Iniesta at his finest. This is a play that Iniesta would do. He would drive through traffic, and that's how he reminds me of Iniesta on this play, like totally. And he just finds really easily what he needs to do, and he knows that Ansu Fati here is making a really good run, and he wants to get them the ball. He wants Ansu Fati to score. And the one thing, Ansu Fati, this is the one play where I thought he was really nervous. He didn't know what to do with the ball. But what I do want to highlight in this play specifically is after how many Pedri does never gets frustrated when his teammates miss his assist. Like after this play, Pedri could have been a little bit upset after he made such an amazing play, right? Iniesta-like play. And the first thing he does, he gives the hand to Ansu Fati to get up and tells him, come on, man, let's go. We'll get him next time. Because he knows he needs the confidence, and the attitude was so good. As a teammate, you want to go to war with a player like Pedri Gonzalez. I'm just going to be honest with you. Other people would have been egocentric, would have been upset that he missed that shot wide after making such an amazing individual play. And I thought that was something to highlight. Not only the play, but also the character from Pedri Gonzalez on display. And one of the things that I want to highlight, this is the one play where Mallorca scored the goal, and I literally would have punched my TV had this would have been a goal. But I think there's two players to take a look at, and one of them is going to be Inigo Martinez, and the other player, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Hector Ford, playing the high line to perfection. And as we're about to see, you see how he's pushing up, and we are going to see them pushing up some more. He's gonna receive a pass, but the way they push up, did you see that move? Did you see that move? That's filthy. Hector Ford, you earn my trust to play El Clásico for this play alone. Had Hector Ford not pushed up like that, he would have been on side, guys. And that was just filthy good, Hector Ford. Of course, Inigo Martinez also did really, really good there. But the fact that Hector Ford did it as well, it was a thing of beauty. Hey guys, we finally arrived to the most important part of this video, which is the Dani Olmo goal. The very first thing I want to see is where Dani Olmo is. He's not even on the attacking area, and that goes to show you how active he is in the final third, whether that is around the midfield area or that is around the box. And he doesn't have one. That's why he's so involved in the whole game and the whole build-up of the game, and the way that he passes the ball around Ferran Torres, Lamine Yamal. He finds the ball back to Dani Olmo to Gavi back to Eric Garcia. And this is what I mean, guys, the movement. And take a look at where Dani Olmo is. And Eric Garcia did such an amazing job as a right back. How are we not giving more rest to Koundé and putting in Eric Garcia? Even Hansi Flick said he was surprised of how good Eric Garcia play this position. And let's put a parenthesis and talk about Eric Garcia, guys. I mean, is there a position where he has been put in and not done a good job? He is so good. It's like this player has like a so consistency line, right? he's not this good or he's not this bad, but he gives you the consistency that every coach likes. Whether you put him in the pivot, where you put him as a CB, where you put him as a RV or left. I dude, you cannot tell me that he cannot play left B after we've seen him play as a RV. So I would even consider putting him as a left back, to be quite honest with you guys. And the way he saw Dani Olmo on this plays was just incredible. And the way that Dani Olmo just attacks the spacing, it's literally unmatched. And the way that he just gets the first touch, waits, he's patient, is just incredible. I cannot believe the patience that Dani Olmo has to wait it out. He kind of fakes the shot and then shoots it because he knows the goalkeeper has been doing such a great job. And then all of a sudden, there's nothing to do for Leo. Finally, Leo Ramon cannot stop one play that Barcelona did, and there's one shot, and it was Dani Olmo's shot. He's the playmaker. He's the difference maker for this team. Barcelona, it's an incredible team, but at times it needs somebody who can do an individual play, and the only one that can do that is Lamine Yamal, who had an amazing game, and everybody's bashing on him because he missed a one-on-one. But the thing about Lamine Yamal is he can do a lot of playmaking, but he's lacking the finishing. And Dani Olmo is that guy for Barcelona, somebody who can create something out of nothing and literally finish the play. And that is what this team needs, and Dani Olmo is the guy. This is a play that I want to talk about because Gavi finds Ansu Fati, and Ansu Fati had a really good shot. Can you imagine if he scores from here? I mean, the stadium would have gone nuts. And the one thing that I loved about Hansi Flick playing in this game is that the crowd was cheering when he left the field. Everybody wants him to succeed, and everybody is recognizing that Ansu Fati wants to stay here, wants to play for Barça. He loves Barça, and he wants to get a chance to earn his spot. And I think people respect that, and I think that's one of the reasons why he had a standing ovation when he left. And what I do want to highlight on this play in particular is that I thought that Araujo had a pretty solid game, but there's always a but, guys. He only had, I think, about 10 touches in the build-up play, and I think Kowarski gets around 25 to 30. So that's a major big difference when it comes to the build-up play from Barcelona. We did not suffer that build-up play in this game particularly, but it's just something to think about. And this is going to be Araujo's bread and butter. This player is going to find a through pass, but the speed of Araujo is unmatched, and there's no way that you will beat him on a one-on-one like this. He can come back, he can recover really quick, and that's the one thing that I love from Araujo. That was him in his bread and butter situation. It's like a one-on-one and speed, and it's a race to the ball, and that's where he can cover a lot of ground. So back to another episode of missing Pedri's assist. Pedri Gonzalez, this is, like I said, that's why he's a mix between Xavi and Iniesta. And it took me a long time to decide, is Xavi is Pedri Gonzalez a Xavi or is it an Iniesta? And I think the best is the best answer that I can possibly find is both, because he has qualities as a Xavi and he has qualities as Iniesta. And the way he drives the ball, that's Iniesta. And the way he drives through traffic, the way he can pass, like he's about to pass here to Lamine Yamal, who is going to be on a one-on-one, that is Xavi, guys. In a nutshell. And the way he can just find him in stride, and it's a one-on-one. And I know a lot of people are bashing him. I actually seen a few goals from Lamine Yamal as a youngster, and this play actually worked a lot of the time, where he kind of fakes the shot, the goalkeeper goes, and then the goalkeeper falls, and then he just scores with the open net. And I think that's what he was trying to do, but he wasn't accounting for a player who had the game of his life in Leo Ramos, and he doesn't go for the fake. And as a matter of fact, he stays in his ground. He stays in his position. He does a very good job of not going for the fake, and he didn't have a next resource. And I think this is where that calmness, right, comes with time, with experience. A player like, for example, Leo Messi. Leo Messi tries to do that, and he has enough calmness, enough times to see that the keeper didn't go for the fake and will already have a second option. And in this play, Lamine Yamal didn't have a second option. He had just a one option thing, and he was going to try no matter what. And as he develops, he's gonna get better at this. Once he sees that the goalkeeper didn't go for the fake, he's gonna have two options, and he's gonna go through the motions and say, if option B fails, I'm gonna try option B. Option B would have been to just chip it, or to just take him on a run, whether that's left or right, and score like that. But I know it was a little bit of a bummer. It took me a while to get over this, and unfortunately, he does not score. And God knows we all needed him to score this. But that pretty much sums up the video, guys. What I do want to say on my closing thoughts is the combo that we can have. The trio that we have in the midfield with Dani Olmo is the key to winning a treble. I genuinely don't think that if we have Frankie de Jong, Pedri Gonzalez, and Dani Olmo at the 10, this Barcelona, it's literally unstoppable. So we need to pray that Dani Olmo can keep up. We have less than 10 games. I think we have 8 games at this point left in the season, 5 games in La Liga, 3 potential games in the UEFA Champions League and the Copa del Rey. So that would be 9 games. So guys, we need Dani Olmo. If it was me, I play Dani Olmo in Champions League and Copa del Rey final, and that's literally it. I would try to win La Liga with my players so that he doesn't get injured. But I do want Dani Olmo to be in the most important games of the season. So we need to keep that core. Once we have that core, and if we can have Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Lewandowski, this team, guys, is a force to be reckoned with. And I literally believe there's no team in the world right now that can stop that team. And that includes PSG, and that includes Arsenal. And if you want to say Inter Milan, because that's the matchup that we have right now, that the same goes thing for them. But that'll be it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Please support the video if you made it to the end. That would mean so much to me if you subscribe, if you like this video, and if you comment your thoughts. That would go a long way towards the algorithm, and the algorithm loves to recommend it to more other people. Thank you, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.